All right, we have Coach Pitino here with us. So as I stated before, please send me a message in the chat and we will get immediately into questions for Coach Pitino tonight. We'll start off with Andy Greeter.
Coach, you had, I think, a 6-point lead at half. What did you feel like was lacking from your team to start the second half?
I think they went on a 10-0 run. They made some shots. Obviously, we did not. I thought the second half, just sending them to the free throw line so much. I think it was 7-0 at one point, and I'm not complaining about the fouls. I just think we were just really fighting an uphill battle there, and they were getting some easy points at the foul line, and we were not. And we had some chances towards the end, and we didn't block out. We missed two crucial blockouts. But Northwestern, give them credit, they made some big plays when they needed to.
Next, we will go to Marcus Fuller. Marcus, you're on mute. Sorry.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry. Obviously, Coach, deciding to rest Liam here meant that guys are playing different roles, like Eric and some guys off the bench. I mean, what did you think of the difference there?
Well, I'm not going to use injuries as an excuse. It's just part of the game. I thought that Eric fought, 9 points, 8 rebounds, couple turnovers when we threw the ball into the low post. But nobody wants to hear a coach talk about injuries. It's a part of it. I thought that, Sam gave us some good minutes when he came in there, but it was just a couple turnovers that hurt us from that low post.
Andy Greeter, back to you.
How did you feel like they kind of defended tonight, Northwestern, and kind of, doubling up on Marcus and sagging off and forcing jump shots from you guys?
Yeah, we still are getting 3-point happy too much. We got to have guys drive the ball versus shoot so many threes. We keep talking about it, get to the rim. So they probably shot about 7 too many, 8 too many. But I think it was the fouling in the second half and a couple of crucial turnovers. Clearly we wore down. Again, not using it as an excuse, but Booth isn't giving us a whole lot. His foot's really hurting. So we don't have anywhere to turn. And so guys are getting tired, but they're trying to play hard and play for the team.
Daniel House, over to you for the next one.
Hey, Richard, what do you think was the biggest issue when it came to attacking that zone and then the doubles they had off of that?
I don't think our zone attack was bad. I actually thought we got some decent looks at it. 14 turnovers was too much. And, we turned them over. We just didn't take advantage of it. But I actually thought our zone attack looked good. We got into the middle, missed some shots. We didn't get to the free throw line enough. They went 27 times. We went 10.
Marcus, back to you.
This is a team that's had some really big wins at home, and obviously this is the toughest loss. I mean, how do you get these guys' morale back and quickly have to be on the road to Nebraska soon?
We're just going to watch the film tomorrow and, address where we can get better and keep moving forward. We're always going to stay positive. We're always going to stay together. And, just coach them and go prepare for a Nebraska team that's tough. They're a dangerous team.
Still waiting to see if we have any additional question requests for Coach. So if you have any final questions, please throw a message in the chat at this time. Daniel House, back to you.
Richard, it seemed like Sam Freeman really provided a spark in the second half. What did you think of his performance when he got in there?
He did some good things. First half had a couple of fouls, and some turnovers, but settled in the second half a little bit better. So, he's coming along slowly but surely. Obviously his role has changed, but the circumstances are the circumstances. So next man's got to be up, ready to go.
Marcus, we'll go right back to you then.
Obviously not an excuse in the loss at all, but have you seen a difference in Marcus and his with the foot injury, him not being able to handle some of the pressure that he's had defensively?
Offensively or defensively?
I'm sorry, the pressure that he's getting from opposing defenses.
Yeah, obviously we weren't able to get him on the bench too much. Jay played 39. Marcus played 38, and Boost really hobbled. He's played 9 minutes through injuries. But again, we're not going to use injuries as an excuse. I thought Marcus played really hard and competed, showed great leadership, but clearly got tired.
And over to Andy Greeter for the last question for Coach today.
Richard, can you walk us through Liam, his injury? How close was he to playing? Was it maybe geared towards maybe having him ready for Saturday, or is it still too soon for that?
Yeah, going to revisit it tomorrow. The doctors and our trainer wanted to give him rest and really see if they could utilize this week to get better. I mean, he re-aggravated it versus Illinois. And, we're trying to get that pain tolerance down. So the biggest thing you can do is rest. So obviously rested today, reevaluate tomorrow. And then, they make those decisions. I really stay out of it, leave it up to the trainer, the doctors, and the kid. And I want to make them feel comfortable with everything.
All right, that's all for tonight. Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
I'll resume here in just a few moments with Isaiah Ihnen and Brandon Johnson for players.
All right, Sully, Isaiah's here, so we'll let him take a seat.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paul.
Might have to adjust this.
All right. So as Paul said, we will start off with Isaiah Ihnen tonight. And we'll get right into questions for Isaiah just as soon as the first question pops up in the chat. Marcus Fuller, start us off.
Isaiah, can you just talk about the start you guys had, and then how do you feel like it went wrong from there?
So I'd say we had a great game plan starting the game. And we're just executing that and to translate it, and then in the second half, we just stopped playing hard, I say. We missed crucial checkouts. They're a jump shooting team, and our goal in the game was to just take that away and be the tougher team, and that way we would win for sure. But we let them get comfortable, let them settle in. And a big problem also is that we got in foul trouble very early into the second half. So then from that on, you just got to guard a little different. But that's on us. We just got to be better.
Andy Greater, over to you.
Richard talked about maybe getting a little bit 3-point happy. Why is that something that continually comes up with this team, where it's just settling for too many threes?
I'd say we do settle, yeah. But we are capable of hitting the three, and if teams are giving it to us, then we just got to be better and knock it down. But also we got to do a way better job of just looking inside and getting to the paint. Coach stressing it, and just have to execute it.
Daniel House, we'll go over to you for the next question.
Isaiah, what were the biggest challenges associated with going up against their zone that they deployed frequently tonight, especially down low in the post?
Our problem was that we wasn't really attacking the zone. Normally, if you play against the zone, you gotta get the ball inside. If it's either attacking the gaps or feeding the high post guy, and then go from there. But instead of doing that, we just didn't do it. So yeah, we just settled for 3-pointers, and we should have gone to that more. Whenever we did it, we got a good look out of it most of the time. Someone like Liam missing, it's a big part of the team too, but that's just an excuse, and we just gotta be better.
I'm still waiting for additional question requests for Isaiah to roll in. If you have any remaining questions for Isaiah, please pop them in the chat at this time. I have not received any, so Isaiah, thank you very much for your time. Have a good night. And we'll wrap up here with Brandon Johnson. Just a few seconds.
I'll be right back, Sully. Sully.
All right, so as Paul said, we'll wrap up tonight with Brandon Johnson, and we'll get right into questions just as soon as the first question comes through in the chat. Andy Grader, start us off, please.
Brandon, how do you sum up the reaction to losing a game that you guys felt like you needed?
It's not really much I could really say about it. It's just disappointing because we were executing perfectly fine in the beginning of the game and got complacent shooting outside shots that weren't falling, obviously, but just can't lose faith. We had three more games. Just going to those games with connecting straight positivity.
Marcus Fuller, over to you.
Brandon, it looks like early on they were trying to get the ball into you. You scoring inside obviously makes a big difference, and Eric as well, trying to replace Liam. Where do you think that went wrong in the second half, just trying to keep with that philosophy?
I mean, just the ball movement itself. Some of the threes that we were taking, instead of continuing to swing the ball, keep the ball in motion. Some were good looks, some were rush, but we just gotta focus on what's working at the time and know that your shots will come later on in the offense, but can't focus on that now. We just gotta worry about the next 3 games, so.
Daniel House, we'll go over to you for the next question.
Brandon, what do you think was the biggest issue going up against that zone that they were using frequently, and then the doubles that they had at the top of against Marcus?
I don't believe it was much of a problem. It's just an issue on our end. Like when teams try to double Marcus or anything like that, he has to have somebody to rotate towards him to be a release. So, it's hard to explain, but we should have done a lot more than what we did tonight, especially helping Marcus with those double teams as well. We just got to get back to the drawing board, focus on 3 games.
And if anyone has any last questions for Brandon, please throw them in the chat at this time. Just give it a couple seconds. And I've not received any. So Brandon, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Rest of your night.
You too.
Goes for everyone else. Thanks for hopping on tonight. Have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Sully.
Have a good one, Andy.
Thank you, everyone.